R&B singer Omarion said, I got this ice box where my heart used to be. And oftentimes our heart is so cold internally because of the healing that we so desperately need emotionally. Listen to me. It's time to break out of the box and recover from what you've covered. Let's have a hot, heartfelt, courageous conversation because you know I came to mix it up. What's going on, family? I'm so glad that you have joined us today. Come on, hit the thumbs up on this video. Hit the thumbs up. Yes. Just type in the chat, recover. I just want you to just type that. Type in the chat, recover. Today's session is entitled Cover Girl, how to recover from what you've covered. I realize this inner beauty radiates more than makeup. Self love outshines any designer shoe. And inner healing is more priceless than a handbag. When you think about CoverGirl, I can't help but to think about the cosmetic line that launched in 1997 with the most famous slogan, their now famous slogan, which is easy, breezy, beautiful, CoverGirl. Yeah. Had the commercialization of the cosmetic chain painted a, many cases, vivid picture of this kind of girl next door type of look. Marketing for their makeup line showcased celebrities such as Drew Barrymore, Queen Latifah, Taylor Swift, Janelle Monáe, and Rihanna. In many cases, while seeking to portray the girl next door image, CoverGirl's commercials never actually did this. They never actually used an everyday girl next door. If I was on the marketing team, I would advocate to use an everyday girl next door because imagine how compelling the commercials would be if the woman on the screen was from the same community as you. If the woman on the screen had the same career and dealt with the same issues that you grapple with on a daily basis. I think their marketing team should consult with me. Nevertheless, I digress. CoverGirl uses models, they use singers and entertainers who in many cases are only infinitesimally small compared to the majority of the population. Isn't it interesting when people who aren't in the same situations that you're experiencing try to portray how you should look and how you should feel? They never step foot into the shoes that you step foot into. In many cases, they're trying to advocate for you, but they don't even know the animosity of what it is that you had to experience. How can you advocate for me when you've never been through what I've been through? You can sympathize, but I need people in my life who can empathize. And hear me, the best CoverGirl model is the woman who is the one who is listening to this session right now. Come on, my dear sister from another mister. Come on, superwoman. Come on, queen. Type cover girl. Best cover girl model, the one who's listening to this session right now. The best cover girl model is the one who's typing the words cover girl right now into the chat. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about more than you just being a supermodel. Here's what you are. You're a superwoman who overcomes obstacles. Because when you think about easy, breezy, beautiful, if you really realize this, life has been anything but easy, breezy, and beautiful for you. If only you went through life having an easy, breezy, and beautiful time, as in many cases a CoverGirl commercial. Many of you can say, listen, if you've been through what I've been through in my life, you can most assuredly say that I've had to endure some tough stuff. Life has been anything but easy, breezy, and beautiful for me. It's been hard, hasn't been easy. It's been windy, it's been tempestuous, it's been rainy, it's been stormy, it hasn't been breezy. It's been ugly, it hasn't been beautiful. But here's what God does. God brings you through to not look like what you've been through. Who am I talking to? I hope it's you. Come on, if I'm talking to you, just type, that's me. That's me. You got a but God testimony. You don't look like what you've been through. Why? Because of the grace of God that's on you. You've had to endure some tough stuff. The tempestuous winds you had to face. The ugly situations that you smiled through. No, it ain't for the faint of heart. Life has been anything but easy, breezy, and beautiful for you. However, the pain birthed the champion in you. And here's what I realize. If you allow situations to use you and you don't use those situations, you will now put an icebox where your heart used to be. Yeah, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. I'm so cold. Desperate for the emotional healing that I need internally. Why? Because the fears of frigidity will keep you frostbitten. And that's why we got to heat up this conversation right now. Because here's what we got to do. We got to defrost your heart. Life is not meant to just be easy, breezy, and beautiful. Life is not just meant to live it tepidly. No, life is meant to live triumphantly. And here's the thing. What do I need to triumph from if everything is just easy, breezy, and beautiful for me? What is a testimony if I don't need a test? You don't have a testimony without a test. You don't go from rags to riches unless you come from rags. Should have been easy. But here's what you faced. You faced some hard times. Life should have been sunny, sunshine. But here it is. It's like Frankie Beverly and Maze. Sunshine and rain. Y'all ain't ready for old school yet. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all want some mumble rap. But you could take that and rewind it back. Life should have been sunny and breezy. But you experienced that which is stormy, rainy, and windy. Everything should have been, here it is, as beautiful as you are. I want to talk to you, Queen. I want to speak to your heart. Everything should have been as beautiful as you are. But here's the ugly truth. Certain situations got ugly. And you had to find a way through God's grace to turn the ugly and bring out the beauty. But here's what you did. You persevered through the high winds. I want to salute you today. Come on, I want to congratulate you. I want to celebrate you. I want to champion the queen that's inside of you. I want to embrace you. There it is. Why? Because you persevered through the high winds. You persevered through the high water. You persevered through the hellish hurricanes of life. I know it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Why? Because you're worth it. Come on, queen, type I'm worth it. I want you to rehearse it. I want you to affirm it until you realize you're worth it. Went through the hellish storms, the winds, and the rains. But here's what God is doing. God is changing your name. You know what your name is? Yeah. You know what your name is? If my dear brother from another mother, Jonathan Nelson, was on this live right now, he'd say, my name is Victory. Got evidence. I got confidence. I'm a conqueror. I know that I win. I know who I am. God wrote it in his plan for me. Oh, my name is Victory. But here it is. God is not only changing your name to Victory, your name is becoming Congratulations. Come on, family, type congratulations. Yeah. God's changing your name to Congratulations because that's what you're going to hear for the rest of this year. Congratulations. Congratulations on the new house. Congratulations on marrying your spouse. Congratulations on getting your college degree. Congratulations on the new doors of opportunity. Congratulations on the healing and the revealing. Congratulations on getting out of debt. Congratulations on overcoming obstacles. Congratulations on loving yourself. Congratulations on knowing your worth. I want to congratulate you. Yeah, I want to congratulate you for forgiving people who never gave you an apology. Congratulations for going to counseling and therapy. Congratulations for doing the work internally. Congratulations for healing your heart. Congratulations for imbibing a brand new start. Congratulations. Here it is. For recovering from what you tried to cover. Congratulations, cover girl. Because here it is. You're not just a cover girl, you're a covered girl. Ah. Oh, I got to stick a pin there. I'm coming back. Take that and rewind it back. I'm coming around the mountain. Here I come. Don't let the negative of what you went through get in you. Can't do it. Can't let the negative of what you've been through get in you. Should have been easy. Should have been breezy. Should have been beautiful. What you have to do is that you got to allow God's power to overshadow you. You have to allow God's power to cover you and fill you. Why? Because what you went through doesn't define you. It refines you. What you've been through in life oftentimes tries to confuse you, confound you, and confine you. But God wants to refine you. You're stronger today. You're more resilient today. You're more healed today. You're more beautiful today. Why? Because of the ugly things that you endured yesterday and how you came through what you went through. And so I want to ask you, what's under the cover? I love how colorful it looks in here. Yeah. It's clear, it's very colorful. Easy breezy, colorful cover girl. Go ahead, get you a badge. Not a member of our YouTube channel? Come on, join our family. Show me that is really real. Be a VIP member. There's a royalty member option. There's an OQP member option. Come on, join us. Join us. Drop a super chat. Drop a super sticker. Because you know we're having a super conversation for you supermen and superwomen. The word cover, when you think about the word cover, I like to get to the historicity. I like to get to the historicity of things. I like to get to the root. I like to get to the genesis. I like to get to the etymology of it. The word cover means to put something on top of or in front of. Why is that? You put it on top, put it in front of, to protect it, to conceal it. And here's the question. How many times have you concealed and covered your emotions? How many times have you concealed and covered your hurt heart? How many times have you concealed and covered to protect who it is that you are? Oh, yeah. You perfumed your pain. You masked it with makeup. You've concealed it with concealer. You've sprayed it with Givenchy. Dr. Cornel West said that we oftentimes seek to diffuse our situations by trying to cover the funk of our issues. Yeah, we want to perfume it. We want to mask it. We want to just put some makeup over it. We just want to conceal it with some concealer. When here it is, God's the healer and the revealer. Isn't it interesting that we try to hide things from God when he already knows it? God never gets any new information. What he tries to do, though, can't do it without our willingness. He wants to shift us into a new season and out of our situation. And oftentimes, due to the hurt, due to the pain, due to the rejection, due to the isolation, what we have done is that we have developed barriers, calling them boundaries. If you didn't see my Know Your No series, I need you to know that you need to go and check that out. Make a note of that. We want to shield ourselves from people with bad intentions. Because here's what we have had. We have all had our heart broken. Oh, don't look at me like that. Don't look at me in that tone of voice. Come on. I know you think you're the toughest. I know you think you're the baddest. I know you think you're the most ruthless. I know you think you're a savage. But in many cases, you've developed that because you've been hurt. Yeah. You develop that mentality simply because of the hurt that you experience internally. That was your defense mechanism. You didn't build a bridge, you built a wall. And you called a wall a boundary. Why? Because you're dealing with a spirit that's been crushed internally. We've all had our heart broken. We've all had our spirit crushed in some way, shape, or form. Here's what we all have. We all have a fragile, do not drop label on our lives. You're tough, but you're tired. Acting like a savage, but you're suffering. Acting like a tough guy, a tough girl, but you're really a broken child at heart. Can I speak to your heart? And here it is. Even still, God visits us in our brokenness. to let us know we can be hopeful and not hopeless. He wants to transform our situation and give us determination. What have we done? We have covered when God wants us to recover. Come on, family, type recover. Recover, girl. I know you've been on covers of magazines. I know you've been on the cover of the Wall of Fame at your job. I know you've been on the cover of being the employee of the month. But have you recovered from what you've tried to cover? In the midst of this special message, I have a special message for you. Why don't you stick and stay? More breakthrough is on the other side of this break. After these messages, you know I'm coming right back. Are you an author or aspiring author interested in building your book? Do you want to develop as a speaker and communicator? Listen, check out my array of solutions and systems like my bestseller book blueprint and successful speaker strategies. Explore my tailor-made programs designed to nurture your purpose and grow your greatness in order to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence. Visit us today at theeaglesacademy.com/store so you can soar. Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. And we don't stop. We need you to heed to those resources that you heard. Let's get back to the word. Can I tell you how I feel it? Can I teach you how I hear it? As we're talking about Cover Girl, how to recover from what you've covered. Oftentimes, we have a pseudo mentality because we're trying to conjecture how we're going to deal with the conflict internally. You know how to cover your face with makeup to not only enhance your image and your appearance, but in many cases to try to diminish the agony. Why? Because you feel as if you can look as best and as good as you possibly can. If you can look better on the outside, it'll diminish the bitterness that you feel on the inside. And so you know how to cover the hurt. How do you do that? You cover it by surrounding yourself with associates and friends. Oftentimes feel like if you're in a crowd of people, you won't feel lonely. But here's the thing, you can be in a crowd of folks and still feel alone. You covered it by dressing your best on the outside. But here's what you still felt. You still felt like a mess on the inside. You covered the pain with success, but you still didn't feel your best. And even now, in the midst of all of the things that you grappled with, in the midst of all the hurt and the pain, even now, God is covering you despite all of what it is that you've been through. What did Jesus say? He said, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden." And here it is, I'll give you rest. That's what you need. Come on, family, type rest. The prefix of restoration is rest. My rest doesn't come by how I'm dressed. My rest comes from how I'm saying, God, I need you to help me not be depressed. Rest in what God thinks about you and not people's opinions of you. Rest in his recovery. Rest so that you can be at your best. Rest. If you don't rest, you will rust. If you don't rest, you can't trust. Cast your cares on him, because here's the thing. If you give God your hardship, he'll give you healing. He said, let's do an uneven exchange, because what you're giving me in exchange for what I'm giving you is going to totally supersede what it is that you gave up. It's like the little girl in the meme hiding a small bear behind her back. Don't want to give it up when God's got something bigger and better for her. Am I in position to receive and to give up? Would I become so indoctrinated too? Would I become so chained as a result of to say, yeah, I'm willing to recover. I'm willing to rest so I don't rust. If you give God your hardship, he'll give you healing. You've been toiling. You've been tired. But now it's time for you to find tranquility. Hear me. If you trust God through the test, I guarantee you he'll give you rest. Here's what I understand about a cover girl, a cosmetic line, which oftentimes shares and sells makeup, sells mascara. Here's what I realize about makeup, much less mascara. Makeup illuminates your face on the outside. But here's the thing, it does nothing for really how you're going to really feel on the inside. Can't put makeup over a messed up mindset. And something is wrong when superficiality becomes the substratum of our foundation in society. Because here's the thing, many people would rather flaunt a facade to smile on the outside, yet in reality, they're depressed and they're discombobulated on the inside. The makeup and the mascara oftentimes becomes a mask to where now it becomes an impenetrable force to where you never want to deal with your past. Who am I talking to? I hope it's you. Come on, family, type healing. Type healing. The revealing comes through the healing. The recovering comes through the healing. Recover, girl. Yeah. I want you to uncover what you tried to cover. I want you to recover from what you tried to cover. Can you uncover it? The painful past, can you uncover it? The times where you wouldn't take accountability, can you uncover it? To where you blame shifted, can you uncover it? To where everybody was a perpetrator and you've always been the victim, but you've been the perpetrator too. I need you to uncover it. I need you to uncover the mother wounds. I need you to uncover the father wounds. I need you to uncover the depth of the aspect of why you feel how you feel. I need you to uncover it to be real. Casey and JoJo sang a song some years ago. Tell me it's real. The feeling that we feel. Tell me that is real. Don't let love just come to pass us by. Come on, I need you to tap into the reality, the realness, the authenticity, the genuine aspect of who it is that you are internally, not superficiality. And far too often, we have a degree we've majored in putting on a fake smile to hide real pain. Truth be told, we often hide behind what we possess on the outside. And we do that to cover up what we're void of on the inside. We'll rather ingratiate and accumulate a whole bunch of valuables, but never feel valuable. And I need you to hear me. All the makeup in the world can't cover a sad soul. The blush can't brush away the pain. You wear hair bundles and Remy extensions, but your life is a bundle of brokenness. And sadly enough, this is what we do. We put more effort into what goes on our head rather than the information of what it is that goes in our head. What you got to do is you got to place your hands in the hands of the one who understands, the one who numbers the amount of hairs on your head. Because here's the thing, if you presently live in the past, you'll always offset the blessings of your future. And here's what we've done. Oftentimes we have become desensitized to believing that the more things that we buy, the more friends that we have, the more money that we accumulate, it will alleviate the void in our lives. And that's a false narrative. It's the furthest thing from the truth. It will never become our true reality. Come on, family, type keep it real. Type keep it real. In order to keep it real, I have to get real with the real me. You have to keep it real with the real you. I need you to hear me. What you don't reveal can never be healed. Listen, if you're going to be a cover girl, if you're going to be not just a cover girl, a recovered girl, if you're going to heal from what you tried to cover, here's what you got to do. You got to take off the mask. Family, type take off the mask. What you don't reveal can never be healed. How can you heal what you never pinpoint that hurts? How can you address what you don't confess? How can you recover from what you've covered? How can you heal from what you won't deal with? Mask off. Take off the mask. And here it is. Mask Off is more than a song from the rapper Future. Here it is. It addresses the flight. It addresses the plight of your past and how to take a flight into your future. What good is it to have a made up face but a messed up mindset? Because here it is, a pretty face plus an ugly attitude essentially makes you a pretty ugly person. Despite the ugly scars of life, despite the ugly scars that you've experienced, hear me, you can still find beauty in brokenness. Because I need you to understand, true beauty never originates from the outside in. It always originates from the inside out. That's what it does. And as I'm talking, as you're listening, I also need you to be reading. I need you to go get Dear Queen Volume 1. I need you to go get Dear Queen Volume 2. I need you to go get the book Woman. I need you to go get those books. Why? Because those are the type of books that I've written that become the anthem and provide a clarion call for this courageous conversation. What are you dealing with internally? How long has it been going on? Jesus asked the father with a demoniac son, how long has this been going on? And the father said, ever since he was a child. For some of us, we have not recovered from what it is that we've covered, and we've been covering it since we were a child. Dr. Sigmund Freud said we are in adulthood what we have experienced in childhood, that mother wound, that father wound. You being treated differently from your other siblings. How you were overlooked in the classroom by certain teachers. How people told you what you would never be, what you would never overcome, what you would never become. But God is sending you this word today to say you can recover from Oh, yes. I need you to fill in the blank. You can recover from fill in the blank, family. You can recover from fill in the blank, queen. You can recover from fill in the blank, cover girl. You can recover from fill in the blank, my dear sister from another mister. Maybe it's abuse. Maybe it's mistreatment. Maybe it's a mother wound. Maybe it's a father wound. Maybe it's an ex. Maybe it's you getting your heart broken. Maybe it's the mistakes of your past. Maybe it's the fact that you've been depressed. Maybe it's comparison that cheapens who it is that you are and how you feel about you. God is sending this word to tell you that you can recover. Come on, family, type recover. Type recover. When will you release it? Your tears have stained the pages of the books that you've read. You've cried in the midnight hour. You've soaked your pillows with tears. You cried right before you went into the date. You wiped your tears right before you went into the lunch meeting. You screamed in the car right before you went into church on a Sunday morning. No, each day hasn't been dismal. But here's the thing, the pain seems to last longer than the joy. So what do? So many times we hide behind the mask to mask the past. And when I talk to you, I want to talk to you. I want to speak to your heart. You're too resilient not to recover. What you got to do is you got to take off the mask. You got to begin to look within the soil of your soul. You got to be looking into the mirror and behold your beauty. To recognize you're fearfully and wonderfully made, created by the Creator to be creative. And many times we fail to address issues within. Why? Because it brings up old memories, brings up old wounds, brings up old scars, brings up the old pain of the past. But hear me, I need you to understand this about the power of wounds. The wounds are a portal to your wisdom. Your devastation becomes elevation for your empowered purpose. Stop going through life numb and on autopilot. You got to be like a pilot that's going to take flight into your future. But here's the thing. Before you fly away from your past, are you willing to deal with it? Taking control of your life. Because oftentimes, what you are without begins from within. And I need you to understand this. The outside won't fix itself. The outside won't fix the inside until you first deal with what's on the inside. And when you work on yourself from within, the true beauty of you will shine through. Come on, family, type shine. Type shine. We're having this courageous conversation in order to shine. But here's the thing. You're only able to shine when you're able to persevere through dark times. Dr. King said, only when it is darkest can you see the stars. And hear me. For you to be a star, you got to be able to shine through the scar. It's your scar that's transformed into what creates you to be the star, to shine, not for your only glory, not shining for your glory. It's shining because I got a story, and now I'm giving God the glory. And God's getting the glory from my story. Why? Because we are his workmanship, created unto good works, treasure within an earthen vessel. Time for you to shine. Can you shine through the dark times? Can you shine through the wounds? Can you shine through the scars? Can you shine through the betrayal? Can you shine through the disappointment? Can you shine through the depression? Can you shine? and say, here it is. The only way that you can recover is because here it is. You're covered. Come on, family, type I'm covered. If you're going to recover, it's only going to be birthed by being covered. What I got to be covered in? I got to be covered in the love of God. I got to be covered in the anointing. I got to be covered, here it is, in the blood of the Lamb. I got to be covered. Not in everybody else's opinions of me and all the wounds of what it is that I've gone through, and woe is me, and I'm crying and I'm suffering in silence. You got to be covered by God's grace. The only way that you're going to recover is by being covered. Come on, I want to talk to somebody. The woman with the issue of blood didn't touch Jesus, but she touched something that was touching him. She didn't touch HIM. She touched the HEM. She touched the hem of his garment. As you're on this live right now, you're touching somebody who's touching the Lord. You're touching somebody who can get a prayer through for you. Do you understand the miracle of the woman with the issue of blood? For 12 years, 12 years a slave to her situation. Her new year, her resolution every single year was, I just want to be healed. I just want to recover. The miracle of the woman with the issue of blood is not that she was healed. The woman with the issue of blood, the miracle of it is not that she was just delivered, is that she was sustained. Hear me? She didn't die in year 1. She didn't die in year 2. She didn't die in year 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and on up to year 12. She didn't die in it. God sustained her. I want to talk to you. As much as you cry, woe is me, as much as you talk about your pain points, as much as you act as if you're just such a victim, but you don't adopt a victor mentality, here's the miracle, is that God sustained you through the divorce. God sustained you through the heartbreak. God sustained you through the mother wound. God sustained you through the father wounds. God sustained you from where they gave up on you. God sustained you through the diagnosis. God sustained you through how people left you for dead. God sustained you. You weren't denied. In him, you were able to hide. He sustained you. Why? Because he covered you. Yeah. I know the title is Cover Girl, but here's what you are. You're a covered girl. Come on, type it. Type I'm a covered girl. Come on. Every queen, type I'm a covered girl. Might be a daddyless daughter, but you got a heavenly father. You're a covered girl. Covered you through how they mistreated you. He covered you through the domestic violence. He covered you when they tried to silence you. He covered you through the stigma and the shame. Why? Because you're covered to recover, recovering you, reclaiming you, restoring you, refreshing you, reviving you, reinvigorating you, renewing you for what he's called you to step into. We're covered by the blood. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every tongue that riseth up against you shall be condemned. You're covered. The haters are only elevators and escalators. You're covered. And so here it is. Since you're covered, everything that's connected to you is covered. Your family is covered. Your finances are covered. Your children is covered. Your children are covered. Your education is covered. Your bills are covered. If it's God's will, it's his bill. You're covered. Come on, family, type I'm covered. I'm covered. Couldn't make it this far if I wasn't covered. Couldn't look like what I've been through. I'd look like what I've been through if I wasn't covered. Let me talk to you. Let me tell like a TI is. HTC, hard truth conversation. Hard truth covering. I gotta uncover it. Because I know that God's got my back. And since he's got my back, I can always move forward. Forward ever, backward never. Family, I want you to sow into this word. Here it is. I want you to sow a seed. A sacrificial seed that says, it's my season. Yeah. I want you to sow a seed that says, it's my season. It's my season of more. It's my season of recovery. It's my season to recover from what I've covered. Why? Because God's covering it. I want you to sow into your season. I want you to name your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed recovery. Maybe you're naming your seed healing. Maybe you're naming your seed breakthrough. Maybe you're naming your seed bounce back. Maybe you're naming your seed restoration. I don't know what you're naming your seed, but I want you to sow your seed. And I want you to name it. You can sow your seed via super chat, super sticker. We've been having a super conversation. You could sow via electronic mediums of Cash App, $Access Identity, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, Gmail. You can sow via PayPal. I want you to sow where you soar. I want you to sow where you grow. I want you to sow into your season. I want you to sow into your season. You've watered your seed with your tears. But here it is. I want you to sow a seed based on your harvest. Whatever I'm believing God for, I'm going to sow expecting more. 30, 60, 100-fold. I'm joining my faith to yours. That here it is. Even as you're sowing, God is covering you. As you're sowing, God is recovering you. As you're sowing, you're going to love again. As you're sowing, you're going to love like you've never been hurt before. Yeah. As you're sowing, you're going to laugh like you've never been in pain before. As you're sowing, you're going to heal like you've never been sick before. Yeah. Why? Because you're sowing into more. And I'm excited for what God is doing in you and through you. The enemy's taking his hands off of you. God's got his hand on you for what he's causing you to step into. Thank you for sowing that seed. Thank you for sowing that super chat, that super sticker. Thank you for sowing via Cash App, PayPal, Zelle. I'm believing that all will be more than well. If you're not a part of our amazing community, needless to say, join it. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. Come on, Eagles, drop some eagle emojis in the chat. Join us. It gets greater when you grow with us. If you're not a YouTube member of our channel, we got 3 tiers: VIP, Royalty, OQP. Connect with us. Connect with us. It's a channel that's growing. It's a channel that brings change. It's a channel that breaks chains. Let's do that together, family. Family, it has been fun. I'm out of time, but I am not out of truth. But I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me, because that's just how we roll. And we do that each and every single weekday for In the Mix. And so, as you're here on the YouTube side, make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. Come on, family, hit the thumbs up button. That helps me to grow my channel. I'm helping to grow your greatness. Help me to grow my channel. Don't be a ghost follower. Hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social sites at EddieConnorJr, EddieConnorJr. Keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. If I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, please reach out to me. If you're looking for a dynamic speaker, look no further. I'm the man for the job. Let me empower you at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your session. Let's make progression. Email me to invite me. info@eddieconnor.com. I would love to empower you. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand. Family, it's been fun. But a brother got to run. But I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. Let's soar beyond my YouTube channel. If you want something that goes beyond here, you're in for a treat. I have a private mentorship group where I coach, where I teach, and I provide live Q&A insight in our interactive breakout sessions. It's where I challenge you with innovative exercises to develop your skill set. And I provide feedback to foster your growth. We break it all down to build you up in our private Zoom room as we focus on transformative topics with accountability partners who really desire to grow their greatness by soaring into success and greater purpose. Come on, soar to new heights with us in our Eagles Academy. Get your wings to win, and let's soar into more at theeaglesacademy.com.